Session is about arrays again. So arrays is a very important topic for us. That's the first data structure, baby data structure, which we need to understand. Okay, Anas asked one more question the other day. When can arrays be? Anas or somebody asked, can array created once? Can you resize the array? No, I said no. Correct. You cannot resize an array. Array sizes are fixed. Array size is fixed. Getting that? So this was the diagram we saw when we created an array. So an array is created like a box, and within that box you will have so many sections. Now I can define how many sections I want. I can define how many sections I want. Right? So this is an array. Each array box can hold a value, and every array box is having an index, will have an index. The first box is 0, then one, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like this. And this array is a single dimensional array. 0, that is one row, multiple columns. One row, multiple columns. An array can also be a two-dimensional array, something like this. An array can also be a two-dimensional array. In this case, it is three rows and three columns. Three rows and three columns. So let's have a quick understanding of this. So the other day we created like this. Fine. This was creating an out of memory error, correct? Out of memory error. So I will comment this. So one more thing I forgot to tell you. You also learned how to create a comment. Correct. Okay, let me also give you one more thing about the comment. Slash slash is for single line. If you want this whole thing to be in comment, you can also give like this. This is called as a block comment. Slash star star slash block comment. Entire block is commented. Right? Okay. Coming back to array declaration. Fine. There are two ways by which you can declare an array. One is static way. What is that? You can say in X or rather like this, and this is. Can't I declare the array with another data type? You can declare very well. You can declare a char array or even a float array or a byte array. It's your choice. Once you declare, the array size is fixed. You cannot change. And this is fine. You are directly initializing array. Directly initialized the array. Directly initialized the array. Getting it? Directly initialize the array. Okay. Now, if I want, I can read this values. X of 0. X of 0 is 10. X of 1 is this. X of 2 is this. X of 3 is this. Okay. Now if I run this, you can see 10. Now if I'm going to say X of 4, now what 4 will return? The size of this array is one row, four columns. But the index starts with 0. There is nothing in this fourth location because this is 0, 1, 2, 3. This will throw an error, and this error is called as array index out of bound exception. But if I give 3, it works. See this? It works perfectly. 78. Got it? Am I making sense, guys? Okay. Okay. Fine. So here we are. So the next thing is, can I declare an array in a dynamic fashion? That is, let's say it's a simple dynamic, the word dynamic, nothing else. We can also say some name equal to new int of I. That means declaring an array of size 5. Declaring an array of size 5. Okay, you're declaring an array of size 5. So here you are telling, fine, a empty box is created with 5 sections. Again, index starting is 0. What will be there in that empty box here? By default, fine, the box is initialized to 0. See here, remember this. What is the default value in a declared array, not initialized array? Even a declared array value is initialized. What value? In case of float, it is 0.0. In case of byte, short, int, long, it will be fine 0. Say this by default. Please understand. I can also declare an array. Fine. Let's say something like this and say f of 2, for example. If of 1 or 2 or 3 or 0, it will return 0.0 because the float, right, decimal points will be. So by default also a value is initialized. Next, can I assign a value? Yes, very much you can assign. F of 0 equal to 10.4f, I can specify. F of 1 equal to, sorry. So now if I'm going to say f of 1, see, got it guys, all of you. Apart from this, you also have a super duper property in arrays called as f dot length. Length is a property, it's not a method. What is property, what is method, you don't know, just memorize it. Fine. So some people know, some people may be new. Okay, we need to understand them also. Length will give me the size of the array. In case if I'm going to get the size of this array, it will give 5. So it gives 5. Okay. So here you have, fine, a single dimension array and its demonstration. Okay, one more very important, some very important things about arrays. Important points about arrays. Number one, array size is fixed. Array type is also fixed. You cannot change the int declared array to a float. Right? Arrays are initialized by default. Arrays can be directly initialized or initialize. Initialize means adding, giving a value. Initialized after declaring. Arrays have a length property which returns which returns size of array. Making sense, Mano? Have you got it? So let me share that to you. So congratulations. So what is that you have learned? You have learned single dimensional array. Got it. Believe me, guys, I'm telling you again and again. See, most of the college students, even this, they may not be knowing even after completing their third year. So please, you don't be like that. I'm teaching you, giving example. You have come with a purpose. You have an objective. So please go through the video 2 3 times if you have not, or if you are unable to understand. But make sure you are understanding. You are able to answer what is an array, how to declare an array, how to find the size of an array, how to access an array, how to initialize a value in array. And the array which you have learned is single dimensional array, where the row fine is one, columns are many. And when I say array dot length, it returns you the number of columns. Got it? So congratulations. This is your single dimensional array. Now let's move to the next one. What is the next thing? Next thing is two dimensional array. Two dimensional array is a matrix, a table structure where you can have multiple rows and multiple columns. Let me go with the next demo. These are all pretty simple things, guys. So don't ever think that no, we are going tough. Now the rest of the see the Eclipse software, everything I told you magics only. I have not taught you still. We'll come to those things in detail. First, you are learning the basic algorithms, basic programming concept. So try to take it fine in the easiest fashion. Okay. The next thing I would like to do is declare a two-dimensional array. So again, how do I declare two brackets? Two brackets. So then only it is two-dimensional array. 2D equal to semicolon. Every time you end a statement, you should have a semicolon. Now it is going to have more rows, more columns. So it should be like this. See this? And then a comma. If I want one more row, values need not be sequential like this. It's your choice. So here, how many rows are there? Two rows. And how many columns are there? Four columns. Now the question is, how do you access and how do you work with this cell? Pretty simple. This is zeroth row. This is zeroth row and this is zeroth column. Correct? This is zeroth row and this is zeroth column. And this is first column. This is second column. Similarly, this is row number 1, row number 2. So you got an index. So now, how do you find the address of that particular cell? Very simple. Let's say I want to find out the address of this. So I'm going to draw a line here. I'm going to draw a line here. So the intersection point, fine, is here, right? So this points to 1, this points to 1. So the address of this cell is 1 1. The address of this cell is 1 1. So this has to be fine. 1 1. 1 1 points to this. If this means 2 2. This means this box means 0 1. So this is how I find out the address of a cell. Cool. So based on that, let me now work on this. Sys out 2D of 1 comma 5 0. So what is that going to bring you? So 1 means second row. 0 is the first column. So this is going to return you 0, I mean 100. Correct? Please understand. Always from the right side it is column and then it is row. So in case of single dimension array, fine, you got only one bracket. It was representing column. Now you got two brackets, two things are there. So this is column, this is row. First row is this, correct? That is 0, 1. In though there is a second row, the index is 1. Zeroth column means this. So this and this intersection point is 100. So this is going to return you 100. Making sense. Okay, if I have to bring this number 40, then what do I do? 2D, zeroth row, and a column is fine, 0, 1, 2, 3, third column. Similarly, if you want, you can also assign a value. Like for example, if I'm going to find assign a value 2D of equal to 999, the value will get changed. Well, value will get changed. Triple nine, right? Triple nine. Simple, guys. So this is how you declare a two-dimensional array. So multiple rows and multiple columns will be there. How many rows, how many columns? It's your choice. Your choice. You can have as many number of rows and columns. But again, as I said, arrays are used when the data is small. Don't use arrays for large data. It does not work out. Okay, because they are primarily used for quick access of multiple data. So arrays are very fast. So if you are going to make it big, the very purpose will get lost. Getting it? Always think practical. Okay. Now coming to the next thing. If I'm going to say 2D dot length, what this will return? In the single dimension array, it returned number of columns, right? But this will return number of rows. Please remember that. In a two-dimensional array, find number of rows is what this is going to return. This will return 2. Then how do I get the number of columns, sir? Pretty simple. To get the number of columns, you need to go to a particular row. Let's say 0th row dot length. This will return number of columns of that row. Number of columns of that row. So just length will return you number of rows. Getting it? Always remember the right side is column. Okay, right side is column. So apart from this, similar to single dimension array, two dimension array can also be declared. How? Right? New int of 4. What does it mean? I am declaring an array of 5 columns and 4 rows. Now we can find out that array dot length will return what? Number of rows. Array of 0 dot length will return Number of columns. So number of rows is 4, number of columns is 5, right? So, and again similar to single dimension array, this also gets initialized by default. Like for example, array of 5 to 4, that is position of 4, that is 4 means it will fifth column, right? And second row, anyhow it will be 0 only because not initialized. If I assign a value, I'll get that value. Getting this base. Am I making sense? Can you have a quick look at this and tell me whether you are able to understand or you have any doubt with respect to this? So, see, pretty simple. We have actually completed data types and variables because this is the maximum you have with respect to data types and variables. And also, you learned how to work with operators, how to operate these data types. Correct? Very important is you know now single value data type, multiple value data type. And we have so many questions also answered. Again, I tell you, congratulations. Even this much knowledge, fine. So you believe me, guys. The world is like no. I mean, it's very easy. You can conquer this. Please believe me. You can conquer this with your intelligence. I'll give you one more solution today, which happened with me a few days back. Please remember, if you take a decision that you will be the best, nobody will stop you. I'll keep on telling this to you because that is the truth. They shared this in the other class also. I'm sharing with you also. We have a, I don't know whether I shared it with you. Okay, let me share. A lot of people may not have listened also. So we have a sewage treatment plant in our apartment where it needs to be, that uh, the sludge will get formed in the sludge tank. Sludge means thick, material. Sewage treatment is our drainage water, no, goes in. We have a plant which, yeah, that's what I told this, right? See, what thing which you have understood there is now the whole world has a lorry, especially for this, and that lorry is a compressor. Now tell me, do you need a compressor lorry now? The person who came there, he owns a compressor lorry. Now he was no, he was not talking to me because he has lost a business. Correct. Fine. Yeah, but steering was not easy. So I used a submersible pump, and that steered it in no time, just like that. And most of the apartments will have, I mean, we have two, three pumps, extra pumps, because wear and tear will be there. We need to replace on pumps. It was, and it is very cheap. I mean, it's 18,000 rupees, and we keep two spares always. So one we used, and we stirred it using the same. You just have to have a tube and then pour the water in the same tank with just one tube of water, small tube of water we have. So it stirred and made it diluted. Now tell me, why would I need a compressor? The whole business of compressor is now at stake. Correct? Or not? It's now at stake for that drainage gate. Now, for every 6 months, he was earning around 18,000 rupees from this apartment. Now, this is what we are for. IT solution basically works on reducing the cost, giving profit to our clients. So that's how we measure the ROI, return on investment. So every solution has to be, I mean, should bring in cost cutting, should bring in, I mean, because that money is our money, solution providers' money. They will pay us, and they get in that in return. Fine, in terms of cost cutting. This is what IT is all about, guys. IT is not an expense. If you make it as an expense, then nobody will come for IT. That's the reason IT, you will feel like there is a recession, but actually, no recession. No recession. People, if they know that they can make more money, they can do more cost cutting through IT, they will come to IT companies. Fine, when there is a recession, and we will have more jobs. That's the reason I always say IT is a very prospective industry, because problems never die. You will always have fine job for it. Rest assured that you can see that India has so many jobs in IT. It never goes off. Correct or not? Believe in that. Believe. You will definitely have no issues. Now the main point here is, with the small thinking, we are able to find do something where an entire business is now in problem for that particular. Just imagine, I have told you now I don't know how many of you live in apartment. You may tell to your secretary, in that area also one guy will lose his compressor business. I don't know where are the other places compressor are used, but definitely you will tell to 10 people, now this will go, right? And second thing is, why others have not thought about this. So this is what, the power of intelligence. If you could use your intelligence a bit, if you could still this, whatever we have a bit, you can do wonders. It's not me, every human is capable of. And you saw a classic example where people are not using this. The most unexplored territory in the world is this. If you explore, you will be the number one. If you explore, you will be number one. So others are not exploring, as simple as that. You explore. So this is why I'm saying arrays also is not explored by many IT graduates, by many people who are into IT. Now I have taught you array. You explore, you make the best out of it. So make this learning, find a wonderful experience. Think of, understanding this in total, so that you can use this to solve problems. You can use this to solve problems. Making sense, guys? Fine. Please believe in this. Believe in yourself. Believe in learning. Believe in no intellect. This can do wonder. This can do wonder. Getting it? This can really do wonders. Okay. Now let's move on to the next topic. So one full topic we have completed, guys, data types and variables. Now we are going to get into a very interesting topic. The next thing is, we are going to talk about some programming constructs. Please understand this word, programming constructs. Now what is this programming constructs, sir? Programming constructs means there are some things given to you, to a programmer, to do some, fine, one, decision making. Number two, to do a loop around. Only two things. One is to take a decision, another is to do repeat. That's all, right? You see, any job, what you're supposed to do, you got to take a decision, do it. If it is not successful, what you should do? You should repeat. So these are the two programming constructs which you need to have in any program when you write a logic to solve a problem, to write a program. So you have data now. You know even how to process the data. You know arithmetic operator, you know logical operator, you know relational operator. You do some processing. Now after processing, what you should do? You should take a decision. If the decision is right, fine, come finish. The job is over. The decision is not, or rather the result is not as expected. Then you should repeat until you get the expected result. That's it, right? Any work, as a matter of fact, find any logic you write, these are the only two things you are going to have. See, I'm making it very simple. Only two things, guys. Programming ends there. Programming ends there. Only two things. One is condition, one more is repeat. One is condition, another is repeat. So under condition you got three things. Under loops you got three things. There ends programming. There ends programming. See this. Conditions may you got if, else, if. Next is ternary. Ternary. Third is switch case. Only three conditions. That's it. Breathe. Only three conditions. All three are we going to use means no need. One of these can be used for condition. Conditional check. And the next thing is you got while loop for repeat, do while loop for repeat, and the for loop for repeat. That's it, guys. There ends. And two keywords here. One is break, continue. If we understand this, fine. See, that's all you have. Nothing else. Arrays. First chapter is over. With that. First chapter, ne, complete retrospect. This is five chapters. So the last one is called as control statements. This chapter is called as control statements. Getting it? So to start with, today I will introduce you if, while, for all four, all three. But we'll make it, we'll go dull it and not try to get in deeper, try to understand. We'll try to squeeze it as much as possible. Getting it? So let's go ahead with this. Control structures. Yes, almost with this, we are finishing the first base chapter. So you need to finish off the lab books. See, I believe in self motivation. That's the reason I'm spending so much time in self motivating. You have to finish and make yourself comfortable. Right? If you have doubts, WhatsApp group is there. Always use the group. I'll reply you in the group itself. Then everybody will know. But make sure that group is active. Getting it? Okay. Here I am declaring int age equal to 20. Now I want to check whether this person can find vote or he cannot vote. If he can vote, I will say you are eligible to vote. If not, I will say you are not eligible to vote. So how do I do this? So I need a condition statement. So here I'm saying if syntax. If is a reserved keyword, and within brackets you need to say if age is, you already know the relational operator, is greater than or equal to 18, and then you need to create a block brackets. See, the best part of Eclipse is you just type the opening brace, the end brace automatically came. So here I'm saying sys out you are eligible to vote. Save. So now let me run this. Congratulations, you are eligible to. Okay, if I have this as 17, then nothing gets printed because this condition statement gets executed only if this condition is satisfied. If this is true, please understand, the result of this should be true. If true, then it will be working. If not, it won't be working. So the true expression should be true. This is called as an expression. Please understand, this is an expression. Now, I want to print something. If it is the age is not above 18, I can use else. Else, you are not eligible. Now I get a proper no. If I put 18, I get, or 19 if I put 18 also, if I put equal to, I have put. So I said you are eligible to vote. If I put 17, it says you are not eligible to vote. Makes sense. Could you see the syntax? If else. Okay. If else. Now, can we make it little interesting? Can we accept the age from the keyboard? You know that there is a magic word called a scanner. Control space bar, enter. You get something import magic. Scanner scan equal to new scanner of system.in. So here I can say sys out. Please enter your age. Okay. So age equal to scan dot next in. So make sense. So now if I run this, it will ask me, please enter your age. I say 19. You are eligible to vote. Again, if I run, please enter your age. I say 17. Making sense, right? Make a little more practical. Okay, every time I'm rerunning this program, correct or not? Now I want this program to repeat multiple times. I want this program to repeat multiple times. So there are only two structures we have. One is conditional structure, one more is looping structures. So if I put this in a looping structure, I will run this program again and again, again and again, again and again. Like for example, I can say while true. Look at the syntax. Please understand. Here I am creating a loop, right? So here I have my end. So this whole thing, I need to place it here because it belongs to that while true loop. While true means what? True means always the loop is true, 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 true. The loop will continuously run. Now let's run this. So here we are. I say 19, you are eligible to vote. 17, you are not eligible to vote. 40, you are eligible to vote. 15, you are not eligible to vote. 90, you are eligible to vote. 80, you are eligible to vote. 5, you are not eligible to vote. And see, continuously it is running. You may ask, how do I stop this, sir? Yes, you can stop. See this? There is a red icon. Red icon. Click on this, it gets stopped. It gets stopped. Now making sense this program. Guys, I don't want to go fast. Even if you have learned this, if condition, while loop, I'm okay. The next session we'll finish off control structures along with some complex demos. But have you understood this? If, else, while, combination. Do we really need to combine all? No. For my requirement, I combine. While also accepts an expression. It could be an expression. If it is true, since I have directly given true, always it's true. It's an infinite loop. True expression makes the loop infinite. Infinite means continuously. I can also have finite loops. I can have a condition. and I can terminate the loop. Can come out. I myself can come out. Breathe out. Like for example, I can say like this. See, I'll have one
Sir,
more demo. Come.
sir, what will happen if we gave false instead of true, sir?
It won't run. It won't run. Okay. Now if let me show you false. Now what I do is I give scanner outside. Okay. Now I say air when I'm saying forward equal to y. While forward equal to y. It's true, right? Forward equal to y will return true. So what I do is fine I accept. Let me put it here. Here I accept. Do you want to continue? Press Y to continue. I say forward equal to scan dot next, or rather let's say int because char is not there, so I don't want to put in confusion. In forward equal to 1. Right? So here I'm saying forward equal to press 1 to continue. Next int. Because you already know next int, right? Now in that case, if it is 1, it will return true. If it is 0, it will return false. So loop will break. See this? Now please enter your age. First time. I'm saying 10. You are eligible to vote. Press 1 to continue. If I press 1, again it will ask me. Fine, 38. You are eligible to vote. Do you want to continue? If I press something else, 0 or any other number, then it breaks. See, the red icon is gone. Could you see this? The red icon is gone. புரியுதாம்மா? Fine. So until this condition, see நான் ரொம்ப ஃபார்வர்டாக போகல, ரொம்ப சிம்பிளாக முடிச்சிருக்கேன். Please understand. We just used one if else if and completed the basic. Then I made it little interesting by accepting it from keyboard. Then I made it little more interesting by making it continuously no accept in a loop. Now I made it little more interesting. Fine. What is that I did? I have declared one more variable and I'm accepting that if 1 means continue, 0 means break. It's Nalar Kappa. Have you understood this?